When I understood my client was a music performer, the way that he performs, the way that he makes money is by producing videos and then drops those videos on the internet.
So basically, like, I can't promote myself, man. I know all the industry rappers already. I'm not saying it like that. I got to promote myself. I got to do videos. People want to make music with me. I got to go to the producers. Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I understand that people want to be cool or fly or whatever the termination is today, but you're in a courtroom. So don't do like boom and my cousin Tay Tay. Everyone put some patience in your pocket. We're working through as quickly as we can. Is your client in the office with you, Mr. Stevenson?
I'm turning my phone so you can see right now.
All right, thank you.
He's here. Okay. The only thing that I would like to urge, my motion is similar to previous motions. The
okay, we need to go on the record, Mr. Stevenson.
I'm sorry, when the court's ready.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 1804 and 2021 CR 1805, State of Texas versus Alexis Morganfield. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Caitlin Wilkes for the state.
For the defense?
Ben Stevenson for the defendant.
And are you Alexis Morganfield?
I'm right here, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, ma'am.
Any objection from the state?
Oh, Your Honor, sorry.
No problem. Any objection from the defense?
None from my client or myself, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, defense has filed a motion entitled defendants, and each of these cause numbers entitled defendants' fourth motion to modify special conditions of bond. State, have you had a chance to review those motions?
We have, Your Honor, and we're ready to proceed at this time.
All right, state, are you in agreement with the defense's motion?
Yes, with some caveats. And here's the deal. We'd like documentation up front of exactly where and who and how long he will be traveling. I understand that that may not be possible. And at that point, we would be opposed to that motion.
Okay, so you're requesting that the defendant provide documentation of locations, is that correct?
Locations and I guess duration of time and like that it's legit. Like I don't want him just like, you know, walking around Los Angeles saying, oh, let me find the studio. You know, it needs to like be planned in advance.
Defense?
Your Honor, I've had a lot of birthdays and sometimes I have ideas of things that are slightly outmoded. When I understood my client was a music performer, my understanding, I fitted in with my own mental framework that musicians have concerts or musicians have gigs at venues and things like that. What I now understand from talking with my client a little bit further is that the way that he performs, the way that he makes money is by producing videos and then drops those videos on the internet, and then people view them on the internet, and if enough people view them, he gets paid. So that's apparently the way that it works nowadays. It's Brave New World features, and also if other artists collaborate with him, and then he ends up featuring on their videos, then he also makes money. A lot of that is spontaneous, but the motion is very similar to the prior ones. I wanted to direct the court's attention to paragraphs 4 and 5. Both motions are largely the same. Number 4, simply that my client has been on monitor for in excess of 9 months while we have continued to work through a handful of complicated cases. Again, he has been on monitor for longer than his mother carried him. Now, number 5, he produces music videos, and there are studios that are good for this, but The ones in San Antonio, I'm understanding as I'm learning this industry, are just not very good. There are good, there are starting to be good studios in Houston, but the real part of the rap music is taking place in LA. So my client will do what he can to promote himself and produce, and he's continuing to record what he can in his home using inferior equipment, but it's holding him back pretty badly, given the fact that he has made no attempts to contact anybody regarding these cases, and the fact that he's been in compliance for over 9 months. Our motion is not asking for the court to adjust his rules of partial. Our client is asking the court to simply set aside this. The court has had 9 months to see that he's not going to go where he shouldn't be. And then we're asking the court to leave in place special conditions of no contact as required by law.
All right. So here's the thing with regards to Mr. Morganfield shooting videos, then he should be able to provide pretrial services with documentation and saying, I'm shooting a video and this is where I'm shooting it. Regardless of how times have changed from when you did, well, not when you did it, but when other people did it and what's being done now, I do know for a fact that if you're going to shoot a video on 300 De La Rosa, you know the date when you're shooting a video. Nobody's saying, hey, you know what? I have nothing to do today. Let's shoot a video on 300 De La Rosa today at 11:06,
Your Honor,
a.m.
It's a little bit different than that. May I clarify briefly?
Sure.
May I try?
Of course.
Once an artist is signed to a major record label, then they know where they're shooting and it's big things. And then they pull in the smaller players from wherever they can. It's like my client is an extra trying to land a role as a movie star, but in order to get that role, you've got to play as many times as you can as an extra. I had a coworker once who was an extra, and that's how I know how that works. That's kind of what he does until he gets discovered and gets signed. He's got to do spontaneous things, and he's already been trying to do this while on the partial, and it just hasn't worked.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Stevenson. Are you telling this court that somebody will call him right now and say, we need you in California at 12 p.m. and somebody's going to send a private plane for him, and so he's going to bypass and not be able to tell pretrial services, I just got a call today that I need to be in California.
Okay.
Because if nobody's sending a private plane for him, that means he's flying commercial. That means that somebody had to send him something, because I don't think it would be good business on his part for somebody to tell him, hey, we got this video that we want to shoot with you in California. Nope, we don't know what we're paying you. You're probably not going to get paid, but we do have a plane ticket for you.
Your Honor, my client, I am hesitant just because I'm very cautious. My client is asking to respectfully address the court directly. Will you allow my client to directly address you?
Sure.
Okay, so look, Miss George Boyd, it's not like that. I need to promote myself. I can't just steady be in the house and hold on right here so you can see. I can't just stay in the house and I'm not going nowhere.
Hold on, I cannot hear you. Sit still, I cannot hear you.
It failed. I'm sorry. So basically, like, I can't promote myself, ma'am. I'm not saying they're gonna just pull up, sign me. I would have been signed already. I know all the industry rappers already. I'm not saying it like that. I got to promote myself. I got to do videos. People want to make music with me. I got to go to the producers out in there. My cousin is Tay Made It. He's in San Antonio right now. He's the biggest producer out. That's my blood cousin. You can look him up. Tavian Carter. Boom. He worked with NBA Youngboy. Okay.
Let me stop you right here, Mr. Morganfield.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I understand that people want to be cool or fly or whatever the termination is today, but you're in a courtroom. So don't do like boom and my cousin Tay. And cousin Tay, that just sound up like a made up name. I'm sure his mom did not name him Tay when he was brought into this world. I'm sure that may be his professional name. So could we use people's real names today? And could we talk in complete sentences? That means there needs to be a noun, a verb, in a
Yes.
period, and it has to be a complete thought.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, yes, ma'am. So far as like, I'm like basically like, okay, and
Let's try speaking without using the word like.
yes, ma'am. I'm an influencer, ma'am. Literally, I can't promote myself at home. They don't want to see me steady be at home. I can't like basically work with other people, miss, if I can't go nowhere. I don't want no one, I don't want no one just knowing where I stay at. I can't go nowhere. It's a dangerous world, miss. You know, type going to San Antonio, people targeting me. I don't know who know me or who want to be after me. I went somewhere one time, dude, talking about, hey, bro, I know who you are, before I got on house arrest. And he talking about, I said, you don't know who I am, but I ignored him in the story. He talking about, yeah, I do. He said, bro, you look quality. I had some people at Sunrise, bro, they trying to get at you. What? He said, but yeah. He said,
Well,
but yeah.
here's the thing. Number one, Brenda can't understand the words you're saying, neither can I.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Cause they say can't hang.
Oh, stewardess, I speak jive.
Oh, good.
But the fact is, you say you're an influencer and you want people to know you. So there you go. People know you. This is what the court is doing. In each of these cases, if you have, as I said before, proof or documentation where you're going to be, then the court will do that. Period.
It
So
can't
if you
work
want to,
like
if you want to film, if you want to film at the HEB on Florist Street at 12 p.m., guess what you do? You call pretrial services and say, I'm filming at the HEB on Florist Street tomorrow. I am not allowing you to just willy-nilly, and that's the language I use, just randomly wake up at, I don't know what time you wake up in the morning, waking up at 2 a.m. like, I'm going to go out and film a video in a car. So I've made my ruling. Miss Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset.